and talk about, do we think this was actually JoJo's pick coming into for division winner coming into the season, and they were projected to be the fourth worst team in NFC West, which is, I mean, a very stacked division. But they were coming in with the highest odds to win the whole thing. But it looks like they might, and they're 6-0 right now. I believe they're the only undefeated team.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So they are looking lights out. We didn't have a show last week, but last week Zach Ertz got picked up, got traded to Arizona. So they're going all in right now this season. Arizona has made a lot of moves. They continue to make moves, already bringing in JJ Watt. They brought in the traded for Ertz. You brought in AJ Green. And they're really supplementing the team very well. They drafted Rondale Moore, adding a lot of weapons to that team, and the defense is getting better and better. So they're looking really dynamic, super dynamic on both sides of the ball, especially on the offensive side. Kyler Murray seemed to be way more consistent than he has been in the past 2 years.
Right now,
the dude's a Madden character. He's playing unreal football.
His mind, and then let's see how consistent he can be, man. He's up there right now performing just like Lamar Jackson.
Bro, I mean, and the weapons he has is just insane. I mean, you have DeAndre Hopkins, probably the best receiver in the game, which he put off a nasty move to score a touchdown last week. But the guy didn't even touch him. You have Kirk, who's coming on to be a really solid, like, number 2, number 3 receiver. AJ Green seems to be having like a coming back to life moment. And then you have the rookie Rondale Moore, who's been a dynamic playmaker for them. Chase Edmonds has been playing pretty well for them. So they're really good. Chandler Jones on the defense side of the ball, he's been the sack machine. JJ Watt's been seeming like he's coming back. He's obviously not who he was, but he's been playing pretty solid. But yeah, man, that team is good. That team is really good. They're scary. And when it became for real for the Cardinals is when I saw when they beat the Rams. When they beat the Rams, because the Rams are my favorite to win the division and probably to win that whole NFC. But when they came in there and beat them, I was like, they're for real. They're for real right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been saying it. I'm going to say it again. Kyler Murray is Russell Wilson 2.0. They similar in body, but I think Kyler Murray is a little bit smaller. Kyler Murray is a bit smaller because I heard, they were talking about how he's not as stocky as Russell Wilson, but
I would say Russell Wilson has a better deep ball, though. Russell Wilson is dead accurate on that deep ball. He's probably the best deep ball thrower in the game.
And Russell Wilson is more slippery, I guess, in the pocket. Like he can slip around.
But Kyler Murray is a lightning bolt. That guy fucking flies. That guy's so fast.
But I guess the thing coming out with him was he was just too short. You can't see passing lanes if you're 5'2", and you're behind a lineman at 6'3", 6'5", or whatever. That was his only thing, but he had all all the things everything else. He's great scrambling, great rolling out, and he just plays well. So he's on fire. I'm very happy on this team. I'm glad that they rejuvenated fucking AJ Green, who got hurt and he's been kind of down. AJ Green as a rookie or second year had really good years, but then he's kind of like disappeared.
No, he was good for like 5 or 6 years. He was good for a lot of years, but remember he had Andy Dalton thrown to him in an organization that's run terribly.
So they revived him, and that's great because they have great receiving team, and they're playing on point. So and they got a tough schedule. They got right now I think they're on the bye week, and they come back and they play the Packers at home. But they play the 49ers. They got to play LA again. So there's some tough games in there, and but I think they'll be at the top of their
division. The fact too is like they didn't get an easy. I'm looking at the schedule now. They did not get an easy 6-0, and they're beating good teams. I mean, they beat the Jags, but like I said, that game was actually closer than I anticipated. They did beat up on the Cardinals week 1. The Vikings game was dead close. The Rams game, they won by 17. They beat the Niners, and then they beat the Browns. So they beat really good. You beat playoff teams. you beat playoffs teams. And even though the Vikings were in a playoff team, I think they could be pushing for a playoff. They're a lot better team than what their record shows. But then, you go in and then you got to lay up against Houston the next week. But then, you got the Packers, Niners, Panthers, Seahawks, Bears, Rams. You got a lot of good defenses. And then you don't really get a break. They get a break kind of at the end of the season. You got Lions and the Colts, which the Colts are just whatever. Cowboys, will see what they are by then. And then they end it with the Seahawks again. So they're one hell of a good team.
I'm high on Arizona. I'm up on Arizona. I'm high on Arizona.